Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we are currently heading on over to capture this. And I'm wondering if we have enough verticality here. I don't think we do. Let's get a little bit more verticality. And I'm going to put us onto kill rot for the time being. This definitely looks better in the verticality direction. Cool. So we're just going to head on over here. Let's warp a bit. Yeah, this vector looks about right. Okay, so let's put ourselves about here. And let's bring the verticality back. We are high enough at this point. So about here or so. And then we can start going and braking very soon. Now, we can see that this is not exactly where we want it to be in terms of the angling, but I don't think it needs to be. I think this is light enough that docking forces will likely re-angle it for us. So let's control from here, and let's point at target. And let's just head in and see about capturing it. So inward we head at about 0.1 meters per second, and let's see if docking forces re-angle this for us. I expect that they will, but if they don't, we can angle ourselves. But they very, very likely will. There goes docking forces. Ooh, that was a lot of docking forces, actually. There we go. We got it. Fantastic. So now, of course, we need to head back to the station. So let's set the station as our target. I think we're a little too far away to select any particular docking port, but we absolutely can. Let's see. Okay, we're just going to turn around and head back towards the station here. I'm going to turn RCS off, and we're just going to need to get some speed towards the station at this point. So we need to install this on the S3 truss. That is going to be the side that is opposite to the Kerbal module. So it's going to be up over here, I think. Actually, hang on. No, it's going to be over here, I think. Either way, we can get that figured out once we get there. So, kill rot, please. Okay, overshot this a little bit. That's fine. Let's bring it back up. That's down. Let's bring it back up. And we can see we are pulling away from the ISS, which is expected. We're about 200 meters away right now, but we were definitely getting speed away from that. Okay, so let's make our way on over here. And I'm just going to throttle us up very gently here until we start seeing ourselves getting closer. I think we probably have some momentum out this way that we don't necessarily want to have. Okay, we're getting closer now. I want to make sure that we are controlling from here. That would be helpful. And let's move our relative velocity. Let's see, I would really like to have something over here. Well, let's just warp in for now. Yeah, we definitely have a lot of velocity out this direction. Okay. So now we should be able to grab a docking port out over here as our target. This is not our actual target. We're just going to be using this to check our overall velocity. Okay, so we're getting rid of that sideways momentum that we knew was there. And we're about 100 meters away at this point. That seems fine. We have about 2.4 meters per second of speed, which is, of course, quite a lot of speed. I'm going to start doing a little bit of a braking maneuver here. Okay. We've just about got this back to where we want it. And we've also decelerated a decent amount. Cool. So this is the Kerbal module up over this way, right? Just double checking here. What angle are we coming at this from? Hang on. We're coming in on the nadir side. And yeah, this over here. Hang on. Let's hop over to the station real quick. Okay. So hopping over to the station, yes, this is the Kerbal module. we were just looking at it from a strange angle, and I wasn't, for some reason, expecting it to look quite the way it did. But this is the Kerbal module here. So we do want to end up installing this down over here. So that's going to be fairly tight as far as space goes, and we'll have to install a docking port for it. So for the time being, I want to turn RCS off, and we're going to nose up here. We're going to have to figure out how exactly we want to angle this. But I think first things first, we need to make our way over this direction. So I'm going to turn RCS on, and we're going to bring our momentum into this vector. Or a very similar vector. At the very least, we want to be approximately in this vector. But our momentum is changing where this vector is, right? So we're going to need to re-angle this after we get this movement done. Which we're almost there on. And I think we can go in largely how this is right now. We may have to extend it out a little further, but that's not a big deal. So let's just get into position here. There we go. And now I want to change our overall angling again. Because we're not quite exactly where we want to be. I want it to be here. So let's get that angling changed. We're down to 1 meter per second relative now, which should be relatively okay. And we'll just position that about there. Let's warp forward a little bit here. Okay. And I'm going to, wrong button, I'm going to begin braking a little bit. We'll take this down to somewhere around 0.5 meter per second or so. And then we'll warp in a little bit closer. Okay, that's 0.5 meter per second. And we're just warping in a little ways here. Okay, something kind of like this. Now, we're almost certainly going to want to turn here. We don't want to impact here. So we'll turn to be something kind of like that. There we go. Readjusting our heading here. And we're probably getting to the point of being close enough. Now, I'm going to install this about here or so. Not necessarily on the S3 truss, which would be this out over here. It's just a little bit awkward of positioning. We'll install it as close as we can. Okay, continuing to head in a little bit here, but we're probably going to want to start braking, and we're going to do exactly that. Down to 0.4 meters per second, 0.3, 0.2. This is running off on us. And that's because our RCS was running there. That's interesting. I'm not sure what our RCS was doing there. I didn't necessarily want to come down to 0.1 meters per second. I'm going to re-accelerate us a tiny amount just so that we can see our actual vector. Okay. Let's let this come in a little bit further. Okay. Let's bring this to a halt now. There we go. Now, Bill is going to EVA. And the question is, can he just, from where he's at, get all of this installed? I think he can. So we're going to grab this docking port, which is now our spare docking port. And I want to rotate that approximately this direction. And I'd like to install that about... I don't like that positioning. I'd like to install it somewhere around here. Where was that? Yeah, let's turn snapping on. Okay. Nope. Snapping needs to go back off. And yes, I know that we do have some relative speed here. That is understood. Ooh, hello. Where was that? Right there. That'll do. So once that gets attached, I'm going to move it ever so slightly. So we're going to use the move tool. And I'm just going to do this in local space. And we're just going to position that right about there. Okay. Exiting Kerbal construction mode and boarding. Now we definitely need to come back a little bit. We had a little bit of forward momentum there. This guy needs to be set as our target, and I want to rotate us a little bit more. So RCS off at this time. We're going to need to rotate this way so that we're clear here. Then we're going to need to nose down. Okay. So at this point, I think what we're going to need to do is nose down all the way and get this roughly in line. And then we're going to have to go backwards a little bit, which is absolutely fine. We can certainly do that. So I want to bring this to about here or so. Then we're going to need to roll. And we may need to change the orientation on this directly, but then we can do something along the lines of this. And we're just getting this approximately lined up for right now. And then we'll get it in position. Are we going to impact over here? We've got lots of room. Okay. So an approximate lineup would be something about like that. Okay. Next, RCS can go on. We're going to need to go backwards a little bit, but also we're going to need to go up a little bit. So we're going to go backwards, and we're going to go in the up vector, which is this way. Okay. Something along the lines of this. So just get that into position-ish, and I think we've got plenty of room to get this installed here. The main problem would be getting past this. But I think it'll be okay, as long as we get up high enough. So this is obviously not correctly oriented yet, but that's okay. We're just very roughly getting it into position for now. Okay. Checking in on height. We're almost at the correct height. So that is our backwards vector that we're currently using, is the height. So once we get a little bit higher here, which will also allow us to clear this, then we're going to get rid of that portion of our vector. So that's looking pretty decent as of right now. We can probably get rid of our height vector approximately now. I think that was maybe a little too much getting rid of the vector. But other than that, we're just heading in-ish. We're going to need a little bit on the left vector, because we don't want to collide over here. So let's just bring this right on in here. Checking in on that left vector. We still need a little bit more of it. But we're just slowly easing this into position for right now. The forward vector, or rather the up vector, is doing pretty well. We still need a little bit more there, and we need a little bit more left vector. The left vector is very close to alignment. I want just a smidge more, but let's start bringing this back. Okay, hang on. This vector. There we go. Okay. So we can see our overall vector down below here. We need to go this way a bit. No doubt about that. We've overshot this. Our vectoring is awkward here. No doubt about that either. Okay. Come on, vectoring. I want to be able to see where our vector is. That would be helpful right now. Unfortunately, there it is. It's basically anti-target, so let's head towards target a little bit here, but I want to start controlling from here. Okay. So now I'm heading towards target a little bit, but we need to get this vector under control. So that means we have to bring this up and in, like this. And then I'm going to bring us to a relative halt. Because we have some work to do on our angling, right? No doubt about that. So we need to rotate this in the... not the roll directionality. In the pitch directionality? Yes. Pitch directionality. So that's going to end up going this way. Are we clear over this way? No, we are not clear over that way. Noted. So we might have to retract this a little bit. Alternatively, I mean, we do need to go in this direction, which would be... hang on. This way. And that does give us a little bit more clearance. We know that our docking port is here, right? So we absolutely need to go this direction, which is good. That'll get us a little bit more space. Space is absolutely going to be at a premium here. Okay, watching this. Overshot it ever so slightly, but we're just bringing it back around. Okay, right about there. That'll do for now. Okay, now we need to continue to change our rotation here, which is going to be up this direction. Approximately here or so. I'm going to head towards target, although we're going to need to point at target. And we're going to head towards target a little bit. Checking in on this. Okay, so we need to bring this up and over to about here or so to make it relatively straight. And then we'll just angle that a little bit. And this angle is slightly off as well, so let's just bring that guy back up to about here. Oh, I want this to be in kill rot at this point. Actually, docking forces are, I think, taking over at this point. Yeah, we're a little bit off in our angling here. But it's not hugely off. We just need to get this angling ever so slightly better. Docking forces will handle the majority of our lateral movement at this point. So we just need to get this angling a little bit more under control, and docking forces will get us some lateral movement. Okay. We need additional lateral movement at this time. So I'm working on that right now. Docking forces gave us a little too much lateral movement, to be honest. Okay. Point at target. We are very, very close here. And let's just head in. That looks close enough to me, but it's not quite there. I think we're a little too far. Oh, it just docked. Okay, never mind. Beautiful. So that'll do. We are absolutely happy with that. And at this point, we're going to need Bill to EVA. And Bill is going to just strut this into place. So we are, yeah, it's a little crooked, but that's fine. We're going to grab a strut here. Oh, we need to be in, oh, we are in Kerbal construction mode. Apparently we can't grab these struts. Exit Kerbal construction, re-enter it. Weird. Can we do it this way? No. Why can't we grab these struts? Are we, for some reason, input locked? There should not be an input lock here. I'm very confused right now. Bill isn't moving as I try to move. He won't let go either. We're definitely input locked. Clear the input locks. Exit Kerbal construction mode. Now he'll move. I'm not trying to detach that structural panel. I'm trying to grab this. I don't know what's going on here right now. Bill Kerman has no operational SAS modules and no pilot support. Okay, so Bill appears to be somewhat bugged. Let's put him back in the shuttle and take him back out. I mean, we could just leave and not strut this up. That is a theoretical possibility. This is a dead-end module. But let's have Bill try this one more time. He is clearly slightly bugged, but let's see what we get now. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. Can we grab this strut? Oh, we're in place mode. I'm dumb. We never exited place mode. Okay, yep, that'll do it. So I want to grab this strut here, and I want to place this from about here, if we can, or even up here is fine, down to about here. As soon as the game gets caught up, there we go. And then we can grab this strut here, which is going to cause the shuttle to start to wave around like a crazy person. And we can run that from here. As soon as the game gets caught up, we're going to put it around here or so. Okay, now we'll board. And the shuttle needs to detach. So we're going to undock over here. There we go. And the shuttle is now loose. So at this point, kill rot, please. And I want to RCS in the away vector, which is going to be this way, plus a little bit this way. Okay, there we go. Now we can unextend this telescoping hydraulic cylinder, and we can fold the robotic arm in. We're done here, so we are ready to leave. Let's close our cargo bay. I don't think it's going to impact anything, but we'll close it anyway. And then the question is, what direction is retrograde? Well, this is prograde, so retrograde would be down this way. Seems relatively safe. Let's go to retrograde. Kill rot. I'm just a little bit concerned about our tail impacting here. We gave it a little extra time. Let's go over to retrograde. I think we're going to be swinging underneath this. Yeah, this is nearly retrograde here. We're almost certainly going to want to wait to get a little bit more distance from the station. I think that's very clear. But this is retrograde here. Actually, if we just turned so that our tail was facing this direction, we're probably fine. I'm not going to do a full burn here. We're just going to get a little bit of speed, pulling away from the station ever so gently. Okay, let's warp away from the station a bit here, get a little bit of distance, and let's bring these guys home. Fantastic. Goodbye, station. You are nearing completion, although I do want to do something about these solar panels. They are definitely too small. So we are going to do something. We're going to probably do that with the iRosas, I think, is probably going to be the plan there. So that's definitely going to be something that we do. And we never unfurled these, but it doesn't really matter. But I suppose we could hop back to the station real quick and just unfurl these. We aren't working here anymore, so we may as well. But yeah, the plan here is to, like, double the size of these Gigantor XLs with additional Gigantor XLs and some truss modules. That's the overall concept, anyway. So let's just get some distance from the station here. We're currently about half a kilometer away, and we're going to want the station to unload so that we have a frame rate again. That would be nice, no doubt about that. Periapsis height is about 250 kilometers right now. That needs to be brought down a good amount. We're angling, as usual, for 70. This is the penultimate shuttle flight, is it not? I'm double checking that. Correct. Next shuttle flight is the final shuttle flight for the construction of the ISS. So that is absolutely great. It will be good to not have the shuttle anymore. Retiring the shuttle would be nice. The shuttle is kind of more trouble than it's worth. And that's kind of the conclusion that they came to in reality, too. It's a lot of work. It's very fiddly. And it's kind of delicate. No doubt about that. But it was a good workhorse. We should note that the Falcon 9 doesn't have a robotic arm on it, though. And so they really very heavily used things like Dexter for construction at that point, which we can't do. So we're probably going to have to add a robotic arm to Falcon 9, which is not realistic, but it will likely be necessary. That said, most of the things that Falcon 9 brings up are fairly small, but we'll see what we can do. For now, of course, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next time, we're going to bring these guys back, and we're going to prep our final shuttle launch. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kintogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.